Hello and welcome back to Larissa's Kitchen. Next up on the parade of sandwiches, we're going back to paninis, but this time it's Caprese Paninis, so these will be vegetarian. Let's get started on the ingredients. Alright, for both these Capreses, you're going to be using basically the same ingredients. One is going to have a roasted bell pepper base, the other is going to have a tomato base. So let's look at those ingredients. Alright, for the bell pepper base, you're going to need to fire roast your bell peppers. Then you're going to need to peel them. Then cut them into little pieces. Okay, you're also going to need capers. That's about 1 tablespoon of drained capers, about a teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, and a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. For the tomatoes, we'll just be substituting out 1 can of diced tomatoes that's been drained. We're also going to need pesto. Now I like the Classico pesto because it's very garlicky. And then a package of fresh mozzarella that's been sliced. You're also going to need a lovely loaf of bread, and as usual, I don't like sourdough, and this is my sandwich bread and it works perfect for these. So let's get over to the stove and get these made. Okay, for both these fillings, we need to start with about a tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and add the capers, the tomatoes, and the crushed red pepper flakes. The vinegar will go in later. Alright, let's get that stirred up. Alright, we're going to turn it down a little so that it doesn't overheat. We want to just cook this until it starts to break down, so that's probably only going to be about 3 or 4 minutes on medium-low heat. Okay, for the bell peppers, same thing. Capers, bell peppers, and the crushed red pepper flakes. Okay, these look like they're pretty good. We'll go ahead and turn that off and get our vinegar on here. And this one too. Alright, let's get these over to the counter and get our sandwiches put together. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned this previously, but I like the Classico pesto in this application because it's got a lot more garlic flavor. Okay, so about close to a tablespoon of pesto goes down. Okay, I'm making 1 of each here. Okay, and then the cheese. Okay, then the toppings. So each one of these toppings makes 2 sandwiches. So about half of each. Well, actually the bell pepper is going to make way more than that. Okay, and then the tops of these breads go on. Now, I tried to use the bell peppers whole once, and all it did was the entire bell pepper slid out of the sandwich as soon as I took my first bite. So you do need to dice up these bell peppers. Okay, we're going to be making these the exact same way that we made the other paninis, with the griddle and the sandwich press. So let's get over to the stove and get going. Alright, like last time, we're going to put a fairly decent amount of butter on one side of this sandwich. That way then we don't have to add more butter when we turn it over. There'll be plenty still left on the griddle. This griddle's on over medium-high heat, and again, our sandwich press is on over low heat so that it heats up while we're cooking the sandwich, and then can also add cooking heat to the top side when we turn it over. Okay, and then 1 sandwich at a time. Okay, this looks like it's about ready to turn over. That looks good. Alright, let's get our sandwich press on here. Alright, I think this is ready to come off. Yes, it looks perfect. Alright, we're going to set this on here, let it cool for just a second, and I'm going to get this other panini on the heat. All right, let's check this one. Yes, that looks good too. Okay. All right. Let's get these over and cut up and tasted. All right, let's give these capreses a taste. Mmm. This is spectacular. So these are going to basically be vegetarian caprinis.